All right, so Dan, is Sheriff Clarke running?
Well, apparently a lot of people want him to run, and a lot of people are making money off of the possibility that he could run, but I still don't think he will. But, you know, there are now 4 groups, and I wouldn't be surprised if after today 5 or 6 groups that are trying to raise money. They're raising money saying, send us money and we'll help convince him to run.
Draft Sheriff Clarke.
Draft Sheriff Clarke movement, and the first and original Draft Sheriff Clarke movement is an odd collection of people, including Dog the Bounty Hunter and other Trump allies, and they started January 17th, and since then they've raised $300,000 from people around the country. And
it's a fair amount of money.
Yeah, and I've heard the Clarke people have been getting calls saying, we want to send money, where do we send money? I got emails and calls today from people saying, where should I send money? And so I think it's almost 6,000 people who've given to this effort. So you have that, but then you have 3 what appear to be pretty questionable or shady groups that are involved in giving money. One is a PAC from Florida. All of these are out of state. The first one's from North Carolina. The second one, called Black PAC for conservative black candidates, is from Florida. It doesn't seem to have spent money on any candidates. And the guy who runs it is a big proponent of Black Lives Matter, which is very bizarre given Clarke's position on Black Lives Matter. Another one called the Committee to Defend the President. It used to be called Stop Hillary PAC. It's run by a guy who's notorious for running scam PACs. And then a third group called the Restore American Freedom and Liberty Committee. Again, all of its money seems to be going to this one consulting firm in New York by a 20-something-year-old libertarian candidate. So all of them are raising money, and I'm guessing doing quite well. But the first group has already done polling. I understand extensive polling in Wisconsin. They're going to be one of the big sponsor at the CPAC convention next week, where Sheriff Clarke's speaking. And but is he going to run, which is the big question, and he's given no indication. In the last half of last year, he raised $13,000, I think.
What about going to work for the Trump administration? Wasn't that the rumor forever that he
I think it still is a possibility.
Well, let's talk about the politics of Clarke running. Mary, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here, but what's a path for him if he ran statewide?
I would think that he would do a lot of out-of-state fundraising because his national profile has been rising as he's been going around the country for Trump. I think he would rely on a lot of out-of-state donations or conservative donations. But even he's had some issues with Wisconsin conservatives who split from him because they feel like he's gone too far. So I think he would.
And his polling in Milwaukee County is terrible, as we've seen, even among Republicans.
But I bet you would do well in some of the same areas that Trump did well.
I'm sure he would. I think he would. It would just be a question of has he been so divisive that and with Trump's if Trump is struggling with that kind of tie Sheriff Clarke.
Right. And you would have to bring up the issue of race too. I mean, I don't think Wisconsin's ever elected a black candidate statewide, has it?
I don't think so.
Louis Butler ran, but I mean, he came close, 51-49 with Gableman, but.
Certainly not for U.S. Senate.
Yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting dynamic. I think it would. I think it would be helpful to him if there were multiple candidates instead of just if there were just 2 or 3 or something like that. But yeah, and actually, you would find out that he'd have to spend more time in Wisconsin if he ran for Senate.
That he's been spending.